Welcome back to Sports Dump, Lewis County's only sports podcast. We're sponsored by Elam's Home Furnishings and Mattress Gallery, Goebel Septic, and Americool Heating and Cooling, and the Farm Store. District tournaments are in the books, and the sports crew is here to do a district recap / look ahead to state lightning round edition. I don't know why you capitalized lightning round in the notes.
I don't know, man. I wrote these notes lightning round edition too. This was done in like 7 minutes.
Yeah, this is a very quick turnaround, this one. Dylan is here. Zach is here. And joining us, special guest Ridley is here. Ridley, what are you doing here?
Here for the vibes.
Great. Good stuff. Before we get started, have you guys all caught up on sleep after what was a fairly busy weekend?
Yeah, I'm caught up.
We're getting there. We both have babies too, so not really, but yeah, as much
for the most part, yeah.
Ridley, are you caught up on sleep?
Yeah, I don't have a baby. I have a cat. Actually, basically my baby, but.
Okay, yeah, whatever you say. All right, we're going to start with 2B softball, where we have 5 area teams through to state. It is going to be Toledo, which won the district championship, Napavine, Puyallup Valley, Rainier, and rounding out the 5, the number 5 seed in the district tournament, Adna, just as Dylan predicted. But what took place in districts was not what anyone expected. Toledo topped Napavine 9-8 in a thrilling title game. Puyallup Valley topped Rainier in the 3rd, 4th place game, and Adna needed to beat Forks in a 5th place game to reach state. And Dylan covered every single game. Dylan, give me 5 words on every team. We'll start with Napavine.
They're going to be fine.
Okay, pretty good. 5 words on Toledo.
Champs for a reason.
Okay, 5 words on Rainier.
Hell yeah, I called it.
5 words on Puyallup Valley.
Where they should be. And then a bonus 5. Lauren Matlock is a beast. That's 6, but that was like 40.
How many words would you like to describe what happened to Adna over the weekend?
Shit, lucky to be there.
Okay, pretty good. Zach, do you have anything to weigh in here? Do we want to just jump straight to the brackets? Brackets are coming up later, right?
Brackets coming up later.
Brackets coming up later.
Okay.
The only thing I have to add for Adna is, what the fuck?
Well, don't swear on sports stuff. That's a news dump thing.
I am a grown man.
You can't even talk into the mic.
I am a grown man. I had to put my child down.
Okay. So, yeah, Ridley, you were over there shooting all these games, right?
Oh, yeah.
What was the highlight for you?
I didn't know if I'd be able to pull off catching the end of both title games, and I did. They thought it couldn't be done.
It was close, though.
But I did it.
It was close. They started at the same time, so we were ideally like, all right, softball will take 90-ish, baseball will take closer to 2 hours. Didn't happen that way. She found me. She's like, baseball still going? I said, yeah. She just took off.
She got there with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. Shout out Cash Smith for getting a base hit to keep to extend it so she could get there on time.
Where were the games at? Was it at Borston Wheeler?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's not like you walked it miles.
It sure felt like it.
Naz said something about because Adna had a crazy comeback against Toodle 2 that we sprinted over for, and she was like, Naz said something about I would have thought you two were first responders the way you guys are just hauling hay across the parking lot. Yep.
Mass supports the troops.
Listen, when you have 2 cameras on you, it adds a little bit of weight. It is kind of like a workout.
My favorite part is we were up in the tournament office and they were asking her oh, wow, they really got you working, huh? And I was like, that was her idea. We were talking about how we were going to do, because we'll get to Tumwater, but they were playing at CC.
Right.
Yeah, we were talking about what we were going to do. And she's like, oh, yeah, I can do both. I was like, bet, sweet.
Yeah, it works out well. All right, Zach, you were at the 2A tournament, and you saw WF West finish 2nd after losing to Mark Morris 11-0 in the district finals. Mark Morris's Mackenzie Henthorne struck out 17. Zach, 3 words or less on WF West.
They'll be fine.
Okay. They did get the 2 seed. Tumwater finished 1 win shy of a state berth. Black Hills was 2 wins shy. So, Zach, 3 words or less on those 2 teams.
For Tumwater, really good tournaments. And Black Hills, quite the surprise.
Okay. Everybody is counting everybody else's words after every one of these statements. Great stuff.
Chris Paul and Steve Nash. Must-see TV.
In the 1A bracket, Tenino won its first game 7-6 against Kalama, but then they lost 2, and they did not make state.
Yeah,
Successful season for the Beavers.
I needed more than 3 words for this one. They were kind of lucky to get away with that first one because it was 7-6, first and second, 2 out in the bottom of the 7th. Kalama kid hits a blooper to the left that should have scored the runner from second, but the Kalama runner from second didn't know how many outs there were. And so she held up at second instead of breaking on contact. Ended up at third instead of scoring the tying run, popped out. Then they played Elma, who it's Monty, it's Elma, it's everybody else in that district. Didn't really, I don't want to say they didn't have a chance, but it would have taken an incredible performance. And then they went up against Nooksack, who just kind of pulled away. But I think their goal was to make it to day 2. But I don't think there's any shame in coming up 1 game shy after the last couple of years.
All right. This podcast brought to you by Goebel Septic, providing septic service and portable sanitation for Thurston, Lewis, Mason, Cowlitz, and Grays Harbor counties, septic pumping, inspection, and riser installation, commercial septic pumping, grease trap services, porta potty rentals, and they will rent you a sink to go with all of that. Visit goebelseptic.com or give them a call at 360-736-2167. On to baseball, and we'll start with the 2Bs. Napavine beat Adna 7-2 in the district title game. PL Willapa Valley tied for third with Tudor Lake to also earn a state spot, its first since 2017. And Zach's favorite team, Ilwaco, who he swore would never, ever, ever make it to state, beat Toledo. Which lost 2 winner-to-state games to miss out on a trip to state. Are we doing the 5 words thing for the 5 words on Napavine? Who's got it?
Defensive dominance.
That's 2 words.
5 words or less.
Okay. Who was pitching for them in that one?
Griffith started. Bullock got the 7th.
All right. And then Adna, 5 words on Adna. Are you going to go with that they will be fine?
No, I'm not sure they will be fine. I'm going to go with figure out the pitching rotation.
That's 5. Do you want to do 5 words on Ilwaco?
Correct.
All right. Do either of you have any words on Toledo?
Disappointing end to a. That's going to be 6 words. Disappointing end to a great start.
I'm going to go way over. We talked about this the day of, and we were talking about this with Lee Metcalf, one of the softball tournament directors. And quick sidebar, real quick, I'll make this quick. There's a 30 for 30 on the 90s Bills, losing 4 straight Super Bowls.
Yes.
And in each Super Bowl, they cut to the bench, and you could just see them sitting on the bench like, oh my gosh, the reality of them losing is setting in, and they lost the Super Bowl. In between games, Toledo ended up playing 2 on Saturday because of some weather stuff. So they lose to Tootle, and then they have like half an hour before they play a walkover for a winner to stake game or whatever. I looked in the dugout in between games. That's what I thought of, was those like shots of like a team losing a championship or something like that, where I was like, that's just dejection and like disappointment, and kind of felt at that point that Ilwaco had the upper hand mentally, even though they hadn't even stepped on the field yet.
Okay.
Which sucked to see.
All right. In the 2As, Tubwater did a walk-off to Columbia River. They beat them 1-0 to repeat as district champs. And WF West won 2 elimination games on Saturday to make the state playoffs. A couple words on Tumwater. Who's got thoughts on Tumwater?
Second straight year they win a district title and the ball leaves the field.
Yeah.
Okay.
The ball deflected off of Charlie Crawford, hit a triple. Throw to third, deflects off the glove and into a dugout. He gets awarded home.
All right.
They'll play.
Pretty
They'll
sweet. WF West, how are they looking?
I'm panicking. I'm trying to think of anything other than they'll be fine.
That's what they need. They need to not panic. They are fine. They don't need to panic.
Don't panic.
Don't panic.
All right. We'll get to them in a minute when we do the brackets. Then the 1As, Zach, you saw Rochester rally with a 4-run 7th inning to beat Kingsway Christian and get their first state berth since that magical year of 2014 when they got 3rd in state. Right?
Yes, 3rd in state. Yeah,
and that one kid threw 200 pitches in a game. Or whatever.
It was only 194.
Right,
194.
my bad.
But David Price wanted. Who was the old Rochester coach? Jerry
Striegel.
Jerry Striegel.
Streaks?
David Price wanted Striegel fired, I think.
Well, David Price was wrong.
That was like peak David Price, too.
It was peak David Price.
Well, Striegel wanted David Price fired, so there you go.
Yeah, really great season for Rochester.
All right.
No matter how no matter what happens at state, that's a great season.
Real quick, I do want to jump back to the 2Bs. Did you actually, I didn't see, I was obviously talking to the Toledo people. Did you get back with 2 outs in the 7th, Ridley?
Yeah. Yeah.
How much time before you, after you got back, was it over and you just started shooting away again?
Maybe like a minute.
Yeah, it felt like maybe a minute.
Like I
or
walked
two.
up and then a minute later they were celebrating.
Couldn't have scripted it any better.
No,
Literally.
it was perfect.
We never doubted it. We never doubted it.
We had a little
Well,
doubt.
We doubted it a lot. But it
Dylan told me he was sweating
I was
from the stress of me
I don't
making
know why
it.
I was sweating, but it was
Did
cool.
you get what, pictures of Rochester?
I was going back to the 2Bs.
Oh, the two.
Otto was at Rochester.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Okay.
we're all over the place.
Elam's Home Furnishings and Sleep Center. Did you guys know you can earn a $50 or $100 Synchrony Visa prepaid card by mail in store only for a limited time? Are you guys aware of this?
I
No,
was not.
but
I feel like you're not giving
now
your full
that I
attention
am.
to this deal, which you should. Visit elamshf.com to learn all about it, and get better sleep from our friends at Elam's Sleep Center. Check out their showroom at 1530 South Gold Street in Centralia. Theo's not going to take that drone for a spin, is he?
He might, and you know what? If he wants to, that's his prerogative.
Okay, great. Let's take a look at some state brackets.
Needs a
First
license.
up, 2A softball. Initial thoughts on the 2A softball bracket. WF West is the number 2 seed. Mark Morris is the number 1 seed. That's good news for WF West, as they will be as far away from Mark Morris as possible.
And that's what they wanted, but I was very surprised they got the 2. I really thought they were going to be either the 5 or the 6, where they could have been on Mark Morris' side or still be on opposite, but I was quite surprised they got the 2nd seed.
All right, Dylan, what do you think of where WF West ended up?
I was also quite surprised. I've been open, on this pod about how obviously we know about our teams and the rest of the state. We're kind of just looking at RPI and we're comparing schedules, which, they don't play the game on spreadsheets. So we're not the most fully informed on the rest of the state by default, just because of how much we focus on this area. But even with that, I was surprised to see 2 D4 teams there at 1 and 2, especially given the way Mark Morris won that game. But I guess that just speaks to, and we'll talk about this in the 2Bs as well. We always talk about this area's prominence in softball. I think that's just the seating committee's kind of given a bit of respect to probably the best softball area in the state.
That's what I chalked it up to, is just giving D4 that amount of respect, and even Ridgehill being the 7,
especially after WF West. I mean, they won their first 2 district games by 10 each, or
I think so.
They cruised to that title game, and then it's like, I struck out 17 times. Well, you played a D1 commit. Like, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. Do you think they will see Mark Morris again?
No, I think they bow out in the semis.
Mm.
But it would not
to who? Whomst?
It would be probably to Port Angeles, right? Because Port Angeles is the 3.
Port Angeles is the 3.
Port Angeles is the 3. Yeah.
And they had a really good pitcher last year. I don't know if she's back, but that Port Angeles made the Final Four last year, or made the semis. So I think.
Oh, sorry. Go
ahead. I think that's where the road ends, but it would not stun me if they're in the championship game.
That would be the likely path. Would be Olympic, who's the 15, and then they would probably get Ridgefield,
which is not an easy second round matchup, because they played in the semis. So that would not be an easy second round matchup by any means.
And then Port Angeles and Mark Morris barring upsets elsewhere. That's the path.
All right. The 2A state softball tournament starts Friday morning at
Carlin Park.
Carlin Park in Sela.
Yep.
Having a blank there. Do we say who WFS is playing in their opener?
Olympic.
Okay. Moving on to the 2B state fast pitch softball tournament. This one starts Friday morning at Gateway Sports Complex in Yakima. Do you guys want to talk about the seedings at all?
Yeah, no wonder
so.
coaches say it's better to lose this tournament.
Yeah, my God.
So the way the seedings played out, a reminder, in districts, the 5 District 4 teams were Toledo 1, Napavine 2, PWV 3, Rainier 4, Adna 5.
Correct, yes.
State seedings, number 1, Freeman. Number 2, Toledo. Number 3, Adna. Number 4, Napavine. Number 7, Pio Willapa Valley. Number 12, Rainier.
The Rainier one makes sense. They were 13-10 in the regular season. They got hot. Like that one makes sense. But
Do you think Adna should have been ranked ahead of Napavine?
no,
Do you think Adna should have been ranked ahead of Peel Willapa Valley?
you can make the case. But
do you think, despite being ranked 4, Napavine has the best draw out of the local teams?
1,000%.
Don't have to shout. The microphone's right there.
Toledo has the worst draw of the 5 area teams.
Yeah, so Toledo's a 2 seed. They're going to beat Brewster in the 9 a.m. game on Friday, and then they will play PL Willapa Valley, probably.
And then then you get to play Adna.
And then presumably you would play Adna in the semifinals. Meanwhile, Napavine will play Warden at 11 a.m. and presumably beat them. And then they will play either Rainier or Liberty. Liberty's the 5 seed.
Which is
Rainier
not
the 12.
that is a tough matchup. Liberty's got a really good pitcher, but that's a winnable game for Napavine.
Yeah. And then if Napavine should make the semifinals, presumably they would play number 1 Freeman, which is a team from the east side.
That we know exists.
That Adna beat last year in the title game pretty comfortably.
Yeah. So, yeah, Napavine got a good draw. I think this is just more evidence that the actual number of your seeding doesn't matter nearly as much as the matchups you've got.
It's also funny to compare districts too, because like Rainier at the 12, I guess it's not as good of an example as last year, like Toledo, whatever they finished in district, where they have to like. Obviously, they didn't do this with Adna this year, but it's like, oh, they got 5th in district. They have to be a low seed, and then it's a D4 team, so they go on a run anyway.
Yeah.
That could, again, happen with Rainier this year. They're hot right now. But I also think it's a difference in, we talked about this after basketball, where I guess it's just different committees value different things. Like in basketball, it seems like they really put a lot of emphasis on where people finished in district, and that kind of was a real deciding factor in moving teams around. Whereas the softball committee really, I think, took a look at the total body of work. I still don't know if I agree with everything, but you can't hate the process.
I think they looked at Adna and like, okay, that was maybe a 2-day fluke compared to the rest of the season. Like, we're going to give them the benefit of the doubt that they just played 4 games of horrible softball and that they're going to play their best when they get here, because they usually do. I think that's why they gave them the 3. I don't know if I would have done it, but I think that's the logic behind it.
Which of the 5 District 4 teams in this 2B state bracket are you the most and least concerned for?
Most concerned for?
Yeah, which team is the biggest red flags, or which team do you have the most confidence in making a semifinal? Napavine?
Well, yes, I'd say Napavine, but am I crazy to say PWV?
No.
On the other side? Like, I think if Barnum is like average in the circle, that offense is gonna pile up runs at a record pace.
That PWV Toledo potential quarterfinal, I think it was 2 years ago that Adna and PWV played in a quarter, and Adna won by 1 run, went on to win state, and PWV won the rest of the way and won 3rd.
Right.
I feel like that could repeat,
Could.
whoever wins that quarter.
Or it could, or like,
it.
let's say Adna gets through to the semis, like whoever wins that Toledo Adna, or whoever Adna faces in the semis, like we could look at that and say, oh, that was the state final.
Yeah. Because that Toledo offense is also very good.
Toledo offense is very good. And I trust Holter and Carver more than I trust Barnum. I just think PWV's offense can rake a gateway. Like they've proven year in and year out, that offense rakes in the state tournament.
While we're talking about Toledo and PWV, I know we were running through districts earlier, but Larson hit 3 homers. Lauren Matlock had 6 on the weekend for PWV. Sophia Milanowski, I think, had 3. I think Carver went yard. Balls were flying. Offense was pretty. There was a lot of runs. There was a lot of runs. A lot of runs. Tournament. Yeah.
What would the semifinals or quarterfinal matchup? There was like multiple 20-run games.
I think 4 teams on
single teams with 20 runs
scored 20 plus, including Adna's 23-22 went over to Lake.
Did Peel Valley and Toledo play in districts?
No, they did not.
Did they play in the regular season?
Yeah.
Great question.
Yeah, I can't remember honestly. Please hold.
Regardless, that might be my favorite potential quarter.
They did. Toledo beat them 6-1 on April 17th.
Okay, interesting.
That was also after they lost to. That was a stretch where PWV lost to Adna on the 10th, April 10th, and then lost to Toledo a week later, and then lost to Adna again by 10 on April 18th. So that was a difficult 3-game stretch for the Titans.
Okay. Any other thoughts on the softball? Who's shooting in Sela and Yakima? Riddler, you going?
Yep, I'll be there.
And you've shot both of those before, right?
Nope, never have.
Really?
What did you shoot
what have
last
you been
year?
doing?
I'm always on track, and Cody got to go last year.
Did you not come that first weekend at all?
No, she
Nope.
didn't. She's never shot state
Don't
softball.
remember that at all.
Nope.
Oh, well.
Well,
But her
In
and
for a
Dylan,
treat.
her and Dylan will be at Gateway, and then I'll be in Sela.
okay. Should we move to baseball?
Yeah, let's go to
Do we have
baseball.
an ad read in here? Not yet. We got a track with Zach's segment coming up. Ooh.
That'll be very quick.
Good. 2A state baseball. WF West is the number 5 seed. They'll play Seahome in Shadle Park on Saturday. And Tumwater is the number 2 seed. They will play Port Angeles in Centralia at Ed Wheeler Field on Saturday.
I asked Lyle, everybody's on water coach. I was like, "Are you guys like? Can you guys host?" And he's like, "Nah, something about like you have to have so many like parking, restrooms, handicap access, and you have to be in enclosed space so you could charge tickets." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that wouldn't really work in Tumwater because there's that entire side street where if people wanted, they could just stand
Yeah.
on the outside of the fence and peek in." But yeah, Wheeler will be fun for them.
Well, that's actually that game against Port Angeles is a rematch from last year's round of 16 that Port Angeles won 6-4 in extra innings.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about WF West and Seahome? We know anything about that?
This is all I know. This is the matchup WFS wanted, like in this quadrant.
My cousin went to see him.
Cool.
Shout out Dylan.
He said, "What do we know?" I said, "That's it."
What's your cousin think about
we
the
were-
baseball team?
I don't know. He was on that soccer team that beat WFS last year.
Oh,
though.
nobody cares.
Anyways, speaking of West Valley, we were talking before about that 2B softball seeding, about how like we were trying to determine like Freeman, kind of like I mentioned earlier, looking at the schedule and stuff. I was looking at West Valley; they're 20-2, but I think the only win over a state tournament team they have is Pullman, who is the 16. I think if I remember correctly,
Is that getting ready for the F word?
the old Waco.
Fraud watch. Question mark. Fraud watch.
Curious.
People are talking. It's us.
It's me.
We're people.
We're people.
All right. So looking at the 1A bracket, Rochester is the 13th seed. They will play Colville at Whitworth University in Spokane.
I was a little surprised they were 13. I thought they might have been maybe around the 10 or 11, but that's kind of a brutal draw. You get Colville, and then if you upset them, then you get Seton Catholic potentially in the quarterfinals. So that's a difficult draw for Rochester.
Okay.
And then if you
Montesano
get,
is the number 1 seed in that tournament.
if you get out of that regional, you likely will get Monty in a semi.
Correct.
You're on the same side as
Yeah,
Monty, which is tough.
Okay. We've got 2B baseball to look at too. Let's see. The number 1 seed on the 2B bracket is Tri-Cities Prep.
Not
Everybody's
overly
favorite.
surprised.
Adna got the 5 seed. Napavine got the 3 seed. Who else is on here? Peel-Wilpaw Valley's the 13. And then Ilwaco, your beloved Ilwaco, is number 9. So let's start up top. As the 3 seed, Napavine will play Jenkins High School out of Chewelah. That will be in Napavine at 10 a.m. on Saturday morning.
The other matchup in Napavine, Liberty Bell's the 6th, right?
Yeah, they're playing Colfax.
That is when I talked to Napavine because last year Napavine lost to Liberty Bell in the quarters, and that's all Napavine ever talked about was to get a rematch with Liberty Bell.
And they got their rematch with Liberty Bell.
They could get it.
All right. Let's see. Oh, Tudor Lake's a 10 seed. I forgot to mention that. They will play Mount Vernon Christian in, I don't know where Parker Fowler Field is.
Somewhere near Kittitas, I'd imagine.
Okay.
That's the host.
Cool. And then, add another 5 seed. They're playing at Northwest Christian Colbert in Spokane. They've got Riverview in the first round, and then the winner of that one will move on to play Northwest Christian or PL Willapa Valley.
That could be interesting.
Shout out PL Valley. We didn't talk about that much earlier. They beat Ilwaco in a winner state game to get to the district 3rd place game, which didn't end up happening after some rain caused some cancellations. That's their first trip to state in 9 years. Talked to Ken Smatches after. He's like, yeah, we've lost to Ilwaco a lot the last couple of years. Like, he was just pretty blunt about it. But they got a game that mattered, and he just was really proud of the group for pulling through in a game like that.
All right, and then we have to mention Ilwaco going to Kamiakin High School to play Asotin on Saturday.
And if they win, they'll get TCP. And when they beat TCP to go to the Final Four, when they upset them, it's going to be really funny.
Zach will not be allowed to say the word fraud for 1 year if that happens.
You know what? That's fair. That's fair.
All right.
If they beat TCP, I'll withhold for a full calendar year. That would be difficult.
This
Please
podcast
please
is brought to you by Americool Heating and Air Conditioning. Your comfort is their business. They provide full-service HVAC installation services and repair with a 100% satisfaction guarantee on everything they do. Visit west.americoolonline.com to learn more about all their services or call them at 360-669-8105. Track with Zach. What do you got?
Yeah, real quick. Leagues were last week. Adna boys, Rainier girls, Tumwater boys and girls all won team titles. A bunch of individuals won their own events. The real important, that's like, awesome, great, fantastic, whatever. Districts for this week. The 1B combined districts, those districts 1, 2, 3, and 4. Those are going to be at Bremerton. The 1A District 4 is in Vancouver. The 2B District 4 is at Tiger Stadium in Centralia, and then 2A District 4 is going to be at WF West. Those are all on Thursday. We'll finalize the state field after that, and then next week's Sports Dump, I can deliver my yearly lead pipe locks,
Which have never once failed.
Didn't like that.
No, that's fair.
How did you go on lead pipe locks last year?
I don't even remember.
Yeah, who could remember?
Who can remember?
This
I can't remember what
podcast.
happened last week.
What happened yesterday?
Good stuff.
Not a lot.
No.
This podcast is brought to you by The Farm Store in Chehalis, meeting all your needs for home and garden, livestock supplies, pet care, agriculture and ranch activities, and all your footwear and apparel needs. It's simple and easy at The Farm Store. Check them out at 561 West Main Street in Chehalis. Take exit 77, get off I-5, and head towards town. You can't miss it. Check out ChehalisFarmStore.com, too, for more information. All right, golf and tennis. What happened there? What's going on?
So tennis, Ellie Mitke for WF West, and then Tumwater's duo of Adela Schmiedeberg and Ashlyn Spencer are through to the state tournament. That kicks off on Friday at the Nordstrom Tennis Center in Seattle. And then golf for the girls, Ellie Johnson for Black Hills battled a migraine and then throwing up on the back nine to win her second straight district championship. Black Hills repeated as district champs. WF West will have three straight qualifiers: Annabelle Mokel, Paige Duncan, and one other. I can't fully remember who it is. Please hold. Centralia's Corinne Meek also qualified.
Jolie Corey is the other WF West.
That's right. And then Centralia's Corinne Meek qualified.
And then Black Hills, Ellie Johnson, Megan Dolby, Nat Buchanan.
I believe as a team, I think the entire team also goes as well.
Oh, as district champs.
Yeah, as district champs. Though the state tournaments start on Tuesday. 2A boys are at Tumwater Valley. 2A girls are at Riverside. 1A boys, Rochester's Clayton Knutson qualified from the fall. They are at Meadowwood out in Spokane. And then the 2Bs, boys and girls, are at Liberty Lake, also in Spokane.
So Ellie Johnson, what was her deal? She was sick?
Yeah, she got a migraine come out of the front nine, and then she threw up on, I think it was hole number 17.
I mean, who hasn't had a headache and thrown up on the back nine before?
At Riverside? I mean, have you?
It happens to the best of us. All right. What's your guys' coverage plan coming up? Or what general shenanigans do you want to discuss?
The Harry Potter Airbnb
Oh, for
almost
Christ's
made a
sake.
return, but it did not.
Where are you? What kind of
We're in
bullshit
a
did you book
regular
this year?
place.
Regular.
Is
Did
it not
you-
regular?
when
Oh,
you-
wait, no. Is this the place that looks like it's from The Visit or something?
No, for this week?
Yeah.
No, this week's normal.
Yeah.
Next week, the track, that one's a little more.
That's the creepy one.
That's a little creepy. Yeah. It's a place in Wapato that looks like a grandmother's house.
Why don't you guys get a goddamn hotel?
This is why we don't let the men be in charge.
This was the only one.
It's cheaper to
For
get an
basketball.
Airbnb with several rooms instead of 2 hotel rooms.
The track record just keeps stacking up against you guys.
I at least made sure that there was hot water, Wi-Fi, and air conditioning. This one over here.
One time.
Listen, the Harry Potter one was booked.
So,
That would have been the
question I
one.
have about the Harry Potter one. Did you know it was a Harry Potter themed Airbnb
Yes.
when you
I didn't.
I knew because I pay
We all-
attention. These two yahoos don't.
We all got our own individual wands. We could turn on the lights with the wands. It was great.
Did you pick rooms that were themed with like Slytherin or whatever?
The rooms were.
They were just regular, pretty. It was the living room that
They
was
just had
mostly
random
decked out.
decorations. It was like they went half in
They
on
just
the.
weren't fully committed to the
Yeah,
bit.
no, they
That's
should have committed a
disappointing.
little bit more. But no, it doesn't come across our desk before you guys book it. We just get a text that says, "Here's our
Gets
Airbnb for
cleared
the
by
weekend."
the tailors. That's my job.
Literally.
All right, so where are you guys going again this weekend? Yakima Sela for
State
softball.
softball.
Yep. Then Otto's gonna be chilling in the area, shooting Tumwater's
And
one of
Napa
Tumwater's
Vines.
games and one of Napa Vines games.
Interesting.
And then next weekend, those two, Ridley and Zach, will head to track, and then I will either head to Sela for 2B baseball or Bellingham for 2A baseball, depending on who makes it through.
Or
So
if
we'll see.
neither one of them make it, he'll join us again for
Track,
track.
Oh, somebody will be at one of them, surely.
probably.
Last year was well, past 2 years we haven't had a or the we've only had
Tenino made it
one
2 years ago.
added 2 years ago, and that's it. That's been our one.
Tenino.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Tenino. Yeah, that's it. No one last year, and then adding in Tenino 2 years ago.
All right, any lead pipe blocks you want to get out about state softball?
No,
Coward.
I got one. You guys ready for this hot take? A
Yeah.
D4 team will win a state title. Ooh.
Okay.
Yeah.
actually, the hotter take would be to say a D4 team not win a state title.
Yeah, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Not
does
if
that-
I'm there.
This
that-
one over here.
That's true, actually. Ridley's coming, so maybe not.
Are you like the curse?
I
Yeah.
might be. If a 2B team or a District 4 team doesn't win, confirmed, I might be the curse.
She still hasn't seen a state champion at all.
I've never seen a
What?
state champion. Nope. Maybe at track,
that doesn't
individual.
Like
yeah,
a
that
team,
doesn't
a
count.
team
count.
champion.
Yeah.
A team state champion.
I've never seen one in my time here.
Wow.
Going on 3
I mean,
years.
we've had like 4, so it's not like that crazy.
But Cody shot all of them.
We're like 0 for 7 on football.
Classic.
If you count Yelm a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah, the Yelm thing. I forgot about that. All right, where can people follow along with all of your guys' work this weekend?
DM Wilhelm225 on Twitter.
And Zach_Martin95 on Twitter. Well,
Ridley, you on Twitter? What are you doing?
I run the Instagram. Chronicle
what's the Instagram?
Sports.
Which is getting very popular.
Chronicle Sports and Chronicle Photos.
Okay. What's the Chronicle TikTok? Is that going on? Is that still a thing?
We don't talk about it.
Hey, wow.
Look, I'm
Content.
trying.
Struck a
I'm
nerve,
trying.
yeah.
If anyone listening has any tips, send them my way.
What, are you just like unable to produce content? Like can't get any followers? What's the
No,
hang-up
I
here?
forgot. I forgot about it. Look, running
valid.
2 Instagram accounts, you easily forget about the other one. And it's hard when TikTok videos, they're a whole other audience. So you got to kind of figure out what works.
Yeah, you got to really weird them up, you know?
Yeah.
All right.
I had a
well,
high schooler tell me that our TikToks weren't relatable enough. So if anyone has tips on how to make a newspaper's TikTok relatable, let me know.
We're going to have a lot of time in the summer. Maybe we could set up a workshop or something.
totally.
I mean, I can become that annoying social media person that goes around to everyone in the office like, you ready to make this TikTok today? If y'all are down.
All right. Well, what's the Chronicles TikTok handle or whatever?
Let me look.
When was the last time you looked at our
It should just
TikTok?
be, it's
I
the
opened
Centralia
TikTok.
Chronicle.
I opened TikTok, and the first guy that came across is the Marriott guy.
Oh yeah.
Guys, we have 3,000
also
followers.
addicted to Angry Birds.
Our last post was from the Seahawks Super Bowl parade.
Oh wow. So yeah, I did. Okay. All right. You know what? Don't worry about the TikTok. We're gonna wrap it up there. We'll be back next week for Zach's lead pipe locks and also results of state softball.